Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today I have a video for you guys that is part of the Calling in Your Soulmate series, and today we're actually going to look at who they were, who you were, or who you were, how you knew each other in a past life. So when I was pulling cards for this, I was getting all kinds of amazing energy and flashes of different things going through my mind. So this is going to be quite, I just have a feeling about this one. I don't know. It's probably going to speak to a few of you. Some of you it might not. But then again, remember, this is a general reading, okay? General reading means that I'm reading for multiple people all at once. It is a collective kind of a message. Therefore, it is not a personal reading. So there's absolutely no reason to take anything personally here, okay? We all live multiple different lives. There's, different lifetimes that we exist. I recommend checking out, there's all kinds of materials out there about past lives, reincarnation, things like this. One of my favorite books is Brian Weiss' book, Only Love is Real, where he is legit talking about soulmates who have incarnated multiple times and stuff like this. So if you're curious about that, check it out. Your South Node can tell you a little bit about your previous past life. That's what it's all about. So if you're curious about that, there are resources online, including YouTube, where you can read and or listen about your South Node and what you possibly could have been involved in. But again, we have multiple lives that we live. Some of you might have actually remembered some of yours. Usually we're more open to remembering them as a child. I remember stuff from when I was 3. I've never forgotten it because it was that potent and powerful. And then there are times when we're older where we could have like a regression, or we go through regression therapy to remember what we did in past lives. And it can actually be very therapeutic and very healing when we do this, because sometimes we'll have like pains or health problems that can't be explained and nobody can find a cause. And then when we have a regression, you get to the source of what caused that pain. It's usually how you passed away in a past life, has something to do with it. And once you remember it, the pain dissipates. It goes away. There's no more pain anymore, no more issues. It's amazing how that works. So anyways, we have 4 groups here today for you guys. We have the Howlite in group 1. We have the Black Onyx Kitsune for group 2. We have the Jupiter Quartz for group 3. We have the Lemurian Quartz for group 4. So go ahead, pause, meditate, do whatever it takes to whatever groups you're being called to, or group, whatever. There are no rules with pick a card. You do you, okay? Whatever you feel called to, this is what this is about. This is learning how to use your intuition, okay? This is what tarot is for. It's to tap into, our higher selves, and trusting in our own intuition and listening to what it has to say. It's not about what somebody else is telling you to do, okay? This is about you trusting yourself. So that's what this is about. Again, also, if you want to book a personal reading with me, there is information if you are interested in that in the drop-down box. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and let's get started. For those of you who picked group 1 with the Howlite, and this is interesting because Howlite is good for, definitely for Geminis, and it's really good for healing like past life traumas and things like this. There's so many different uses for it, but it is the most soothing. I personally love it. It's also known as white turquoise. It is an incredible, I just personally like it. It's very soothing, kind of an energy that comes off of it. I often stick a piece in my bra and carry it with me. So you guys might want to look into using a piece of that, because this could have something to do. It might work really well for you. That's what I'm trying to say here. So we have the 10 of Cups here. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Wow. We have the Judgment card. Shit. We have the 7 of Cups. We have the Green Man with Synergy. We have Communion with Eagle. We have Child Divine. We have Saboteur. We have Liberator. And then we have this card, which indicates discrimination. There is social, religious, limitation or disease or sexual here. Someone was really fucking jealous. Okay? I really feel that interesting. Wow. Okay. So this is really popping out to me. Okay? With star-crossed, like you guys are star-crossed lovers. Okay? Honestly, in looking at this and then looking at this, I feel like you were a very... I'm feeling like I'm picking up hardcore feminine energies here, okay? Where you were like a beautiful, young, very innocent kind of female, okay? And it's like you're like a young girl, okay? And I feel like, especially considering that we have older man, I feel like that there's a possibility that there was someone, I don't think they were that much older than you, okay? But you guys met, but there was no way in hell that you were going to actually be able to be together because of social standing. But I feel like when you were younger, you definitely had a very happy, very fulfilled, very satisfied. I feel like that you weren't poor. I really feel like that. But I don't feel like you were quite up there enough. You know what I mean? This person that you were in love with was part of, I feel like they were part of the nobility, but so were you. But you were like, meant to be with somebody else. So I really feel, okay, that this kind of a relationship that you guys had, okay, was, you know, like your parents had one agenda and their parents definitely, because I feel like maybe, I mean, seriously, it's almost like I feel like that they were someone of great social standing. They could have even been like part of royalty or something like this. But you guys definitely were not supposed to be together, okay? And I feel like the person that was intended for them probably was into them and, you know, was like, honestly, I'm getting bitch vibes hardcore. Like, you know, like a total fucking bitch. And they were not into the person they were actually supposed to hook up with, like who they were. I think it's like an arranged marriage kind of a situation. And they just were not feeling it. And they were into you because they thought, I mean, I think everybody pretty much thought you were beautiful. And so it was like one of these kind of situations where it's kind of dangerous, really, in that you would be the object of affection for a lot of people, but then a lot of people would be extremely jealous of you and you would technically be in danger because of it. It's like, I feel like that you deep inherently, like, and they made you believe that, oh yes, like we'll be together somehow, you know, we're going to run away together or something like this. And this is where the Seven of Cups, it's like, you know, the illusion, you know, this fantasy, you know, kind of vibes I'm getting off this card in particular. You guys were definitely meant to know each other. And the wheel of fate definitely was not turning in your favor here. You were meant to meet, of course, and know one another, but it was like, it was an illusion that you could actually be together. And so they promised you things, they said all these things to you, but you knew deep in your gut that you were never going to be with this person, okay? Like, you know, in secret, like secret love affair kind of shit, definitely. No doubt about that. But, and it's like we have child divine. I almost get the sense that was like you, and it's like, you know, everybody thought that, oh, you're so angelic, you know, look at the way you look, blah, 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 you know, like you had this angel face or whatever. So, you know, this is like, I feel like the energy that's kind of was representing you. And it literally says innocence, purity, and redemption suggests a special connection with the divine. you know, people might have thought that you could have had like abilities to where you had like prophetic stuff. So this is why you were of like kind of like of importance. So therefore, I wouldn't be surprised if like certain bitches were like super jealous and were, you know, kind of accusing you, oh, she's a witch, she's black magic, or whatever the fucking retarded, stupid bullshit excuse that people had for their stupid, dumb, lame ass insecurities. Yes, I just cuss a lot. Okay? I'm just like getting livid right now thinking about it because it's so lame, because inherently you were a very innocent, very kind, very nice, loving person. You didn't do anybody dirty, but people were out to do you dirty. Okay? I feel that like when it was talking about, you know, over on this, the flip side here, where star-crossed lovers really jumped out to me. Okay. You know, star-crossed lover, like legit, like here's the definition that they give you here in the book that came with these cards. It says, you and a love interest may have fallen in love, but circumstances may have kept you from being able to be together. Perhaps family disapproval, differences in social class, lacking a dowry, or being otherwise married or a slave kept you from being together. So, you know, I don't think the slave thing, it's more like they were already like, you know, like I said, I feel like their social standing was like seriously like massively important, like one of the royals or something like this. And at some point, you know, on this card, I mean, I'm feeling like different areas of you know, the world. I'm not just thinking, you know, what it says on this card. I mean, this is Baltics or Central Europe. Yes, that could be a possibility, but I'm feeling several different areas as well. I'm feeling, believe it or I'm feeling, you know, obviously I'm picking up hardcore like Asia vibes here, okay? But I'm also picking up Africa. And, you know, in particular North Africa is sticking up to me, and even could be Egypt. But I mean, I feel that there was like a heart, and it's like we have synergy and we have communion. I almost get the sense that this person got you pregnant, okay? And, you know, we have child here also. And literally you had to be hidden away because you were not married yet and had to basically go into seclusion because this person knocked you up, okay? And so therefore that's going to be quite scandalous, I feel. Oh, it's so sad. It's like making me so bummed. I have some more cards here too that we're going to go into more dirty details here. But with the discrimination, okay, I feel like, yes, you were discriminated against by, you know, I feel like I want to say other women and other men of the court. And it's the men who wanted to have you and were rejected. And it's the women who were just jealous, haggard bitches who couldn't cope because you had something they lacked, and that was, you know, a kindness, an innocence, a purity, okay? Your person definitely was someone who really wanted to be with you, okay? No doubt about it. But they just couldn't. And so it was like gut-wrenching, you know, very sad, very awful. Like, just think about it. I mean, really think about that. It's like you can't be with the person you love. They're right in front of your fucking face. They're there around you all the time, yet you cannot just be, you know, together and just go live your lives. So we have liberator here. It says freeing yourself and others from outmoded beliefs, releasing negative thought patterns. I feel like that there came a point where you did like split, and, you know, it was like liberating to finally get away from, you know, all the discrimination and all this other kind of stuff. But it still didn't like help the fact that, you know, the love of your life was unattainable. So it also goes on here. It says, in a past life, you might have endured discrimination due to being part of a particular social class or race. If not this, you may have been discriminated against for other social reasons, such as being deemed illegitimate in birth. So there's an archetype here, and it says you're a sensitive soul who may feel wounded by others' small-mindedness or judgments. Holy shit! You might not always feel accepted by others, or that you socially fit in. Hey, what's up? Or you may have been shunned, unfairly labeled, or discriminated against for social reasons. Exactly. The green-eyed monster, man. I mean, jealousy is an ugly green man. Maybe there was a jealous man who definitely started because they tried to hit on you or tried to get with you, and it was like you were repulsed by them, and fuck no, this could have been the person you're intended for, and they knew and they found out that you were in love with, I want to say, a prince for some reason. And it's like they were out to get you because of freaking this. So they spread all these rumors and they had their little hoochie side pieces everywhere. See, it's like they were not fucking devoted to you. They were just a man whore out there fucking whatever they could get their freaking dick into. And it's like, you know, it's like one of those kind of situations where it's like, oh, it's all mine, it's all for me, but you can't have any, you know, that kind of bullshit. And, you know, they knew you didn't love them, and they couldn't fucking hack that. They were the kind of person, you're the person who you were supposed to be with, that were like, you know, it's my way or the highway. You have to freaking bow down to me. You have to do what I say. I'm allowed to do whatever I want, but you're not, because you're my property. You know, that kind of a vibe. So anyways, so, and then it says sexual. It says, in a past life, you might have suffered discrimination based on your gender or sexuality. If you are a woman living in a time or place where you enjoyed fewer rights than men, you likely weren't allowed to vote, enter certain professions, divorce your husband, escape an abusive marriage, or enjoy other freedoms that men experienced. Exactly. This is what I'm totally picking up with this one. And it says, your sensitive soul, who may feel wounded by the small-minded judgments of others, you may have experienced being shamed, bullied, or taken advantage of by someone based on your gender or sexuality. It's more like because you didn't want to put out to the piece of shit, okay? I'm really feeling that. I'm going to get into these cards in a second, but I wanted to flip these over and see what's going on here, okay? We have Torch. Spiritual. Oh my God, look at that. I really feel like your love, this princely kind of person, found out that you were with child, and they loved you so fucking much that they sent you away and hid you away. And why do I want to feel like it was like we have eagle with communion? I feel like, with that being said, it's like I almost feel like they hid you away in some like monastery or something far away, to where they knew you would be safe and the child would be safe. Because if anybody found out about that, you'd be fucking dead meat, okay? So it says spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness, and understanding. It's like coming to an awareness and understanding of what really fucking is the deal here. Because your child literally is a divine child, okay? According to, you know, how royals are, you know, looked upon and stuff like this. And to you also, in your heart, you felt that this was, you know, a very sacred, because the way that you guys felt each other was very strong and very loving and very deep connection. So you had great synergy. I'm feeling that. But I feel that you came to an understanding and awareness of the truth of the matter. You finally, the veil was lifted and you could see the truth. We have woman, dealings or relationship with a woman. I feel that if you're a man, it's kind of like the opposite situation, but I'm really feeling feminine vibes here. And by the way, in different lifetimes, we can be of different sexes. We can be a man, we could be a woman. It switches sometimes, but oftentimes, for the majority of your lives, you'll definitely connect with one or the other more. It does happen. You know I've been feminine many times, but I know for a fact that I was definitely a masculine during, and it was fucking horrible. Okay, horrible life. You know, having to do with like Knights of Templar and shit like this. It was just bad. Okay, and you know, I feel like maybe this woman, I don't think this one is a negative one. I think she took you in and like was helping you, and because I feel like she's very witchy and wise. She understood the situation because she's discriminated against herself. Okay. And definitely kind of like an outcast, but yet everybody would go to her for like magic, healing, potions, whatever the fuck. Okay. And so she understood the situation because she was a woman way before her time. She was a very liberating woman. Okay. Very liberated. She wasn't a part of society. She preferred to be on her own, but she is a midwife. She was a, what they considered a witch, a healer. And I feel like she took you in, definitely. We have cobweb, protected from negative forces beyond your control. Absolutely. He was protecting you, and so she knew of him, because I feel like, honestly, when he was like younger, he used to go play, like, I don't know why I want to say the woods. Okay. He would go play in the woods and stuff like this. And one day he came across her, and they kind of like, just kind of like, they were kind of like soulmates too, like friends, like as if they had been siblings many times, a very loving connection. And, she understood, and she just like kind of like it was like kind of like a secret. Like he would go and talk to her and shoot the shit with her and learn from her and things like this. So he knew of her. So he's like, here, go be with her, and she'll protect you. She can hook you up. She'll keep you secret. She'll keep you safe. She knows what she's doing about childbirth. You will have a healthy baby if you're around her, blah 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 blah. I really feel that. Dagger, fear, worries, and tense situations. Yes, because it is a fear and a worry, because Mr. Asshole, who looks at you as a piece of property, is going to wonder where the fuck you went, right? Vulture, depression, anxiety, worry that someone is against you, because they are against you. Okay. And I wouldn't be surprised if someone had a hit out on you to get rid of you. Okay. Maybe somebody finds out or found out about the fact that maybe you were with child, and they wanted to fucking make sure you're exterminated, and so is your kid, because that would be an heir, right? An illegitimate child. So we have door, opportunities are waiting for you. I really feel like that this person really taught you a lot, this woman, and she helped you to understand the opportunities are waiting. You might ended up freaking going to, and like she kind of like shuffled you off into a different country even to protect you. We have cracked cup, dissatisfaction with life, because at this, I mean, think about it. Wouldn't you be dissatisfied? Wouldn't it suck to have to be in this kind of situation? Of course it would. Wedge. Someone is trying to come between you and a friend or something you want. Of course, that was the situation. This is what was happening between you and your soulmate, your love of your life. Lifetimes, even. I feel like you guys are meant to be together again in this lifetime, but you're going to get to actually be together this time. We have broom, new home, new attitude. Exactly. I feel like you like had a complete 180, like you changed your look, you like changed your clothing, you had to hide any identifying marks, maybe changed your hair a little bit in order to protect yourself. And look at this little cottage with the little broom. I mean, seriously, hello. I really feel, and look at her, she has like flowers in her hair and stuff. So this was a very free-spirited, powerful woman in her own right who came and took you under her wing. You could have been like turned into her apprentice or whatever. And I feel like that they lied and to protect you, because obviously people would see you in like the village you were at, like with child, and be like, where's the father? Oh, he died in war. There's like, I feel like that was like what you said in order to, and then people took pity on you and would gift you things, and just because they saw what a beautiful, kind soul you were too. We have February and we have January. So, oh my God, I'm going to cry. I feel like that when you passed away, it was I feel like you and your soulmate died within weeks of each other, like within days even. One of you went in January, one of you went in February, because this is what literally happens for reals. Like real hardcore, true love soulmates will often die like within like a couple weeks of one another, a month within each other. It's like you guys go out at the same time usually. It doesn't, when you're meant to like keep coming back together, this does happen. And it's so crazy because it says death, war right here. I feel like this is how I'm picking up on stuff. Sorry, you guys. It's kind of funny because that already came out of my fucking mouth about this is how you covered up and lied the fact that, you know, who the father was. They died in war. That kind of could have been like, what do you call it? You were walking around saying it, and then that actually ended up happening. That somehow there was a war broke out, and then of course, he was captured and was a prisoner of war, and they executed him. This could have definitely happened. And then I feel like it was like, honestly, I'm getting, you died of a broken heart. I also feel like you and your child are going to be reunited or have been reunited already in this. So let's see what these two cards have to say. With Green Man and Eagle. Here's Eagle. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I'm going to read this whole thing to you because there's quite a few messages here. Oh my God. Here the man and the eagle make contact through their eyes and spirits. The man has performed a ceremonial calling to Eagle Brother, who now comes to him as a familiar friend. It's an intimate relationship between human being and feathered being, one of both spirit and flesh. Yet it's ultimately this deep spiritual kinship that connects them, formed from their recognition of the sacredness of this bond. And that's kind of how you guys are, totally, okay? Eagle's spirit is often associated with the highest and noblest, oh my God, encouraging us to let our spirits soar. Through this communion, we know that we can touch the sky. We know that we can be more than just two-legged creatures clinging to the ground. We're intimately related to all of life on this planet, and it's through communing with any expression of life that we realize how vitally connected we all are. And I feel like you just like, you've always felt this connection to this person, and you always fucking will, because you always come back together, because true love never dies. It just stalls for a little while sometimes, okay? So it says, whenever you experience a heartfelt communion with some physical expression of life, plant, animal, human, or anything else, it is only then that you can truly feel how your life force is similar to the life force that is all around you. It is only a matter of the differences in form. An essence is articulated into the physical world in a multitude of ways. That is the same in everything and everyone, although it manifests in various shapes and characteristics. This essence of spirit emanating from the core of all things. Communion with nature is essential for you now. Take some time to do an open-eyed meditation with any nearby animal or plant. Relax your body as much as possible, breathe consciously, and keep your attention on the life form you are communing with. After a few moments, you will notice a sense of the boundaries dissolving, a melding of the I and thou. You may even receive messages or impressions as you find yourself in the flow of unspoken communication. Wow. Oh my God. And then we have Green Man. Oh, I'm really curious about this one. Green Man is Earth's vegetation personified. Although he has many variations, this card depicts a more subtle and embodied representation. In other portrayals, he resembles the face of a man covered in green foliage as branches and vines sprout from every direction. There exists some form of Green Man throughout history and in a myriad of cultures throughout the world. Often a symbol for the rebirth of life in springtime, he's also been associated with the Lord of the Wildwood. As a representative of the plant kingdom, Green Man reminds us of the incredible synergy required for Gaia to maintain her delicate and dynamic balance among the various beings on the planet. Synergy is the interaction and cooperation of two or more elements that produce a combined greater effect greater than the sum of their separate efforts. And I feel like this is how you guys are. When you come together, it's like you guys are both awesome and powerful and kind and loving in your own right. But when you come together, the power is so immense and so amazing. You can move fucking mountains together. And I feel that people were jealous of that. And it's like maybe your political views and the things that you believed, and this person who was like going to be the heir of the country or region or whatever, was like your thoughts and your feelings were very radical and not in line with what the powers that be, the old shitty fucking ways of thinking. So it's like you had a definite, like, very loving, very open, very utopian kind of like vibe about you, and they felt that, oh, that's influencing him, and they could never like hang out or be friends anymore because she's putting thoughts in his head, when really he had the same exact point of view. And of course, what do they always do throughout history? Blame the woman, right? Fuckers. Anyways, so we witness this in complex and cooperative interaction between plants, humans, and animals. For instance, fruit trees propagate by being eaten by an animal and then deposits back into the earth after digestion. As a new plant grows, bees pollinate the flowers, and the cycle begins once again in nature's simple yet remarkable synergy. And there you have that wheel. And this is a constant thing that occurs. You guys come back again, over and over and over. I feel like there's always something that keeps you guys apart, but this time it's not supposed to happen. This time is fucking your time. You finally get to do the damn thing, okay? So, just make sure you don't fall into any old traps and any old, people trying to keep you apart. Jealous friends, jealous exes, jealous family members. Keep everybody out of your guys' fucking business. You guys do you. Fuck off to everybody else. Seriously. It's time to make this work in this lifetime. And in order to do that, you're going to have to shut out all the fucking bullshit from everybody else. So, you have the advantage of an incredible synergy at this time. A flow of life is guiding you where things just seem to fall into place as you move about your business. You are in a mutually cooperative interaction with spirit, as your will is aligned with will of spirit, and your mission is congruent with your sense of purpose. When this is happening, there is a synergy, a way that your life force is continually coming into balance with the forces of nature. There's also a synergy between your spiritual awareness and your personal self or ego. Be aware of the various idiosyncrasies of your ego and do not take any of them too seriously. Know that your higher self is always looking out for your best interests. In this cycle, tune into that guidance, however it shows up, and you will find that you move through life with greater ease due to synergistic balance of forces expressing themselves as you. So you guys, pretty fucking amazing shit here, okay? It's like, I feel like they freaking croaked in war and you definitely died of a broken heart. It's just sadness, just being sad. Dissatisfaction with life. I mean, you could have probably tried to end it for yourself too at one point, but I honestly just feel like you just died of a broken heart and of being sad. And women are definitely, this is a fact. It does happen to us more so than it ever would a man, because I don't know what it is. It's just like we can just die from broken hearts. We just do. Okay. So don't let that happen this time around. Okay, you guys? So anyways, this was pretty interesting stuff, very fascinating. So that's it. That's all I have for this group. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for further notifications. In the drop-down box, there's information on how to book a personal reading with me, plus my Patreon information if you're interested in joining my Patreon, and social media. I thank you guys so much for being with me, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye. Okay, for group 2 with the Black Onyx Kitsune, this is going to be your reading. Oh boy. Last one was very interesting. So I'm kind of curious to see what comes up here. The energy I'm picking up right now is just like, I'm like in another state here. I feel a little funky, honestly. So we have the 5 of Pentacles. We have the 4 of Pentacles. Good God. The 7 of Pentacles. The 2 of Wands. We have, oh my God, this is a little creepy. I'm using Japanese tarot cards here, and we have a tsunami, wake up call. We have island with solitude. Are you friggin' kidding me here? Holy shit. Oh my God. Maybe this is why I was feeling a little weird. We have servant. We have father. We have destroyer, and we have a volcano. Okay, I don't think I need to elaborate why this is so weird. We have military. Wow. I'm really feeling the weapons development and Navy for some reason. Okay, this makes a lot of sense. The death is, what it says, oh my God, Asia. Holy shit. Oh no. Oh my God. Okay. I'm going to try to keep it together on this one. Shit. Okay. I had to frickin' pause the video because I was getting way too fucking emotional there, and I'm still feeling it. All right, so we have the Five of Pentacles here. Okay. Life was definitely not okay, for you at the beginning. All right? It's like you probably came from poverty. We have servant here. I'm totally feeling the vibes here where this is somebody who I'm feeling that it is a very masculine energy here. So definitely a man. And worked extremely hard. Okay. And were determined to make it. Basically, in one way or another, and that you were going to get out of this fucking situation. So you scrimped, you saved. I feel like it's like with the servant here, you were definitely a servant and you served underneath somebody for a while. And I feel like it was somebody who was of like, you know, like a, the equivalent of like somebody who was very, you know, up there in the military, or I'm even going to go as far, you know, I feel like it's like they were a military person, like a general or something. Like you ended up, you know, somehow they kind of like noticed you, like, cause you were poor. I'm getting so many weird messages here. Like you were like freaking pretty much fucking starving in the fucking street kind of thing, trying to like do something. And it's like they noticed you. And I almost get this sense that they were like, when you were a child, it's like, this is how they found you. And somebody was like trying to beat up on you or something. And you were very good at like protecting yourself and holding your own. And they thought this was impressive. So they're like, hey kid, you come here, you know? And it's like you were shitting bricks because it's like this person was a badass. And it's like, you know, they were like very impressed by you. And they were asking you all these questions like, where's your mom? Where's your dad? All this other kind of shit. And I get the sense that you did not have a father. Your dad was like either abandoned you guys or was dead. And the mother was, you know, pretty freaking poor and destitute and stuff like this. And you guys were like scrapping by. Okay. She did whatever. She worked as a servant for somebody like in a household, cleaning or caring for somebody who was like of nobility. I am totally feeling Japan vibes here. Hardcore. Okay. Obviously you guys, but it could be any, island nation like this. But I'm definitely feeling the Japan vibes where she was like totally like in there, you know, helping, you know, like basically, I want to say that she was like, had something to do with the food or cooking or something like this, but she was, you know, trying to get by. Okay. And so this guy kind of like took pity on you and decided, hey, you come work for me. you know, can be my little like helper apprentice and I'll teach you a thing or two, because they saw that you had talent. So they freaking took you in, and they really taught you how to like, and with the Four of Pentacles, this is where you're like afraid of you losing your wealth. Okay. You're afraid of losing the status. So you would like be the massive overachiever here. But we have the Seven of Pentacles and we have the Two of Wands. And if you look in both of these images, he has, you know, this scroll here. And it's like, as you grew up, it's like you became really freaking good at what you did and very smart. I mean, I was feeling, you know, like with the weapons development, I wouldn't be surprised if this person like you actually learned how to create weapons and things like this. Like you could have been really good at it. Maybe it was something that you took an interest in, and it's like then you like even like worked with someone learning how to do that. And it's like you maintained this person treated you like a father, but it's like they took you under their wing, and it's like you took care of all their weaponry and stuff. And through doing that, it's like, because you're such a fucking perfectionist, it's like you definitely wanted to make sure that it was like always the best. So it's like you would look at things and see how it could be improved, because you were fucking really smart, and you were, you know, used some ingenuity and some, you know, innovative ideas and created new ways of tempering steel or something like this, you know, and it was very lucrative for you. With the Two of Wands, it's like this is somebody who's good at negotiating things too, so you could have served as some sort of helping this, I want to call him a general for some reason, okay? Like you helped them to negotiate things. You could have, I mean, because as you aged, it's like you were so impressive, and you like gave up everything to work under this person, okay? And they were like a father to you, most definitely. They taught you everything. It says talent for creating and supporting life, positive guiding light within a tribal unit. Exactly. And then we have destroyer, releasing what is potentially destructive, preparing for new life. And then the servant is delight in serving others with a free and loving heart. That is totally the vibes I'm getting here. And it's like, now, obviously we have military here. And then we had Asia come up here. I'm also getting like Chinese vibes here too, big time. So what's interesting here on this one is like for love, it says deceived or betrayed. But then I get solitude here. Let's see what comes up here so we can look a little deeper into this. It's like the person who's your soulmate could have been this father figure. So we have October. Okay, so I'll get into that in a second. We have Mountain Road. You are on the road to success. We have Cat, a two-faced friend. Oh my God. That's it. Okay, we have Dolphin. Again, we have more aquatic stuff. We have a tsunami. We have, wow. This is just a little bit too perfect here. Dolphin, financial gain usually coming from something you did in the past. Boat. Holy shit. And I remember I originally said Navy. Money or property through an inheritance, winning or windfall. Ring, a marriage will take place either romantic or in business. Well, family wishes come true. Yes, because you change things for yourself. Most definitely. You were able to like give your mother money, take better care of her. I really don't get the sense that you had any brothers or sisters or any siblings at all, okay? And then we have gavel, involvement with the law. So obviously, you were able to help your family, like your mother, okay? Very much so. And it's like your family wishes came true in that you actually had, where you lost your biological father, this person came in and took you under their wing and became your father. So where this is proof that in life, it's not always our biological parents that are who really make the difference in our lives. It can be somebody who is a mentor, a friend, a lover even. But it's like, I feel that this person, like this was, you made it. You did good for yourself. I feel like you were really good with negotiating things, really good. You're just like ingenious, like very intelligent, very smart. Now, with a marriage will take place, either romantic and business. I'm getting the sense that there were, and I'm looking at this right here. Wow, I'm almost getting like a freaking third party situation here with this when it comes to the love. It's like I'm feeling like almost like you were in love with somebody, you ended up being in love with one of your father's, concubines or something like this, where it's like you don't mess with their property because that would have been bad. But it's kind of like just something that fucking happened. You kind of dabbled in that a little bit for a little while, but then it was like, you were being pressured into being married. We have a two-faced friend. Maybe, fuck. Oh no. I almost feel like you kind of freaking... I feel like, okay, so there was this concubine woman that you basically would see quite a bit, but he didn't know that you were seeing them, okay? But it's still, that's her job, so it's like, you're not gonna get to, it's not somebody you marry, so to speak, but you were seeing that person a lot. And it was like kind of like sketchy because it's like, you were like, because you knew that he was territorial and stuff, so maybe it would have been a good idea if he would have known that was happening, but she kind of was into you and thought you were hot. So it just kind of like would happen like in secret kind of for a bit. So maybe there was a little bit of treachery going on there with that. But honestly, it's like, I feel like there was somebody that you did eventually meet, and it was like, this would be a perfect good. You were looking at it from, not a romantic sense per se, but more like a very good business opportunity as well, because you were starting to get a little bit hardened a little bit because of this, because of where you came from, and you worked so hard to get where you're at. So you looked at everything, you were starting to look at everything, in that kind of an aspect. So this would make a good match. This would be a good marriage because she had money or whatever. And so it was like, yes, this is a good choice. And it says, a marriage will take place either romantic or business. I feel it was kind of like both, how you viewed the situation. This was one of those kind of situations where it was like, like you guys grew on each other, definitely. Where it was like one of these kind of situations where, it was like, oh, this, she's not bad looking, she's got this, and everyone's like, oh, this is a good match. Maybe the father figure here, Admiral, General, whatever you want to call him, was like, hey, this is where you need to go. This is what you need to hook up with. And you're just like, but, I don't know, kind of like situation, but they're like, do it. And so you're like, you wanting to please this person. So you're like, okay. But then as you got to know this person, it was like, oh my God, I actually do like this person. They're good at what they do. They're very doting. They're very loving. They're very nurturing. They would make a wonderful mother or something like this. So it was like one of those kind of situations where it was like more like a congenial kind of business thing that grew into a friendship, and then it grew into love. And unfortunately, it's like as time went on here, I feel like that there was some kind of situation where you caught like possibly a friend, a good friend or something. I really feel like third party vibes through this whole freaking thing with seeing that. Like someone messing around with your woman, okay? Could be a possibility. It could have even been the father figure, you know? I wouldn't be surprised. Why am I kind of feeling that? And it's like we have wake up call, we have solitude, we have October. I feel like that there probably was some kind of there's a whole lot of cheating going on here, I feel like, for some reason. But I feel like when it comes to October here, October could have been the month that you passed away. And I am kind of feeling that vibe. So if any of you were born in October, this could be saying something. So let's take a look at, delve a little bit deeper into this one with tsunami and island. Island comes up first, I believe. Yes. The solitary tree on this island, surrounded by the grassy sea, can evoke different feelings depending on one's perception and beliefs. The tree, which is in full blossom, stands out amidst the relative starkness and is illuminated by the beam of light. You know, that looks like a plum tree or a cherry tree. It's interesting. Just saying. So from the otherwise dark sky, it is an elegant reminder of how even in what might appear to be relatively barren circumstances, there is still beauty and growth. And maybe this is how it was with your relationship with this person. Okay? Although an island like this can be a metaphor for isolation and desolation, the thriving tree proves that even in the harshest environments, there is life. We can see the tree's spider-like roots spreading out along the rocks, seeking nourishment from the moist soil. The sense of peace and solitude depicted in this image provides nourishment for the soul. So it says, you need to take some time for solitude, preferably in silence. Spend the morning, afternoon, or even the entire day by yourself, completely unplanned and unstructured. The bombardment of your senses by the noise and intensity of society leaves you on alert far more than is necessary. The vibration of millions of people's worry and fear throughout the world can impinge upon you and greatly affect you if you do not honor your need to pull back from time to time. When you have passed through any self-constructed barriers to enjoying the quiet peace of solitude, it will serve you best if you simply observe the thoughts and emotions that pass through you, especially those that cause shortness of breath or a quickening heartbeat. Remember that isolation is experienced not by choice, but out of fear. When you decide to spend time with yourself in solitude, however, you are choosing to once again find and connect with who you really are. Also, I'm just going to say it, your wife could have ended up passing away in October. She could have been, and I'm just going to say it, caught in a freaking tsunami, okay? Think about it. The history of that is no joke. Anywhere where you are living on a coast, I mean, even, anywhere in the Pacific, period. I mean, it can happen anywhere where there's water. It's happened in Alaska. It's happened everywhere. So, she could have been, or, there are things called sneaker waves and rogue waves and things like this that could actually take somebody out. But I feel that there was some kind of natural disaster and you ended up in solitude, because it was like, you're just bummed, grief. I wouldn't be surprised if by that time you no longer had a mother, so she had passed on, and this could have greatly affected you. But I'm getting the sense that it's like, I also get the sense that like there were times where it's like you had to just retreat, and it's like also you just enjoyed that alone time sometimes because things would get so stressed. But I honestly think that there was, towards the end of your life, you were, in solitude and you ended up by yourself. So let's take a look at tsunami and see what this has to say. Maybe this will give us some more insight. So, one of the scariest and more destructive of natural phenomenon, along with volcanoes, holy shit, earthquakes, hurricanes, and tornadoes, a tsunami occurs when a large volume of water is suddenly and rapidly displaced. It's triggered by an undersea disturbance, typically an earthquake or volcanic eruption. that causes a series of powerful waves to travel across the ocean in speeds up to 500 miles per hour. Yet on the open ocean, the height of these waves seems so small that they generally pass unnoticed. As these waves, collectively called a tsunami, get closer to the shoreline, their height increases enormously, even as their speed slows to 50 miles an hour. The distance between the waves or the trough can be considerable, taking 20 to 30 minutes from wave to wave. If the trough hits land first, the water recedes rapidly and dramatically, followed within minutes by an enormous wave that initially comes as a surge. This receding is a clear sign of an impending tsunami. We can't outrun the wave that follows, but we can avoid being swept up into the destruction by moving to higher ground. It's kind of funny because we have mountain road here. Perhaps you, when this occurred, were at a higher elevation doing some kind of training, or you were by yourself in solitude doing some kind of work or searching out for some kind of materials. I'm getting like you were with like a couple other people. This is like what I'm literally seeing in my head right now. You were like traveling and it was very green, very lush. I'm feeling that, you know, it was a kind of like a balmy kind of day. But I do sense that there was some kind of disturbance, and I feel like somebody noticed it. Like you were in a kind of an area where you could like look out and you could see the water receding. So it's like an oh fuck moment. Like it's a feeling of hopelessness that's coming over me. Like there's nothing you can do about it. All you can do is watch the fucking hell and destruction that is about to come in, and there's not a goddamn thing you can do about it. It's like a reminder of how puny and pathetic humans really are compared to nature. So anyways, you are getting a wake-up call. It may be in the form of a significant loss or other dramatic event in your life, typically one that you were not prepared for initially. And I think that's the case here. You may feel stunned at first, surprised by the unexpected events that are occurring. Yet you also know that it is time to draw back the curtain of avoidance and denial and confront the truth that exists in the subtext of this event. You are experiencing a real-life drama, so there is no need to amplify it more than it already is. Often when you look back at something like this, after something like this has passed, you can recall signs that foreshadowed it happening. There may have been obvious clues that you ignored, or omens that were so subtle they were easy to dismiss as imaginings of the mind rather than the voice of your instinct. There are many anecdotes about animals operating purely on instinct, picking up on clues, and naturally seeking higher ground before an approaching tsunami reaches the land. To negotiate this wake-up call, listen closely to your instincts, while at the same time seeking the higher ground of spiritual truth. I almost feel like you were a highly intuitive person as well, and you knew that this shit, you like maybe had some dreams, or maybe your wife also had dreams that something bad was going to occur, and maybe they were dismissed or you shrugged them off because, you know, oh, it's just a dream, right? This is what people like to freaking tell themselves. But really it was a foreshadowing of something that was very bad going to happen, and it did. Now, as far as, it's interesting because for death on this card, it says starvation or dehydration. And you know, that's how the life began, was starving, you know, like being very hungry, being, you know, very poor, destitute kind of a situation. This is just sad. I feel like that this kind of whole situation, when this occurred, I feel like it took out a lot of people that you loved and you cared about, like all your friends and everybody, except for the people that were with you at that time. And I feel like that these were like a few friends, and they were like kind of like apprentices that were with you or something. And when you were up, like going, you were searching for something particular of use for your work that you did, like some kind of materials. And when this occurred, it's like basically like all the most important people, you lost them in your life when this happened. So it was very devastating. So it kind of fucked with your head a little bit. So you got like, when people get like, when they have severe depression, they won't eat, they won't drink, they won't do anything. So I kind of feel like this is just sort of what happened, where you were, you know, all alone in solitude, super depressed, super sad, and you ended up just passing away pretty much of natural causes. But at the time it was like, you know, being severely dehydrated and, you know, just refusing to even eat or drink. It's like you just wanted to fucking die. You didn't even want to exist anymore. Because the mental depression was so fucking like bad. So anyways, God, nice. So I mean, what a freaking story though, here to like look at this lifetime and see this kind of a situation where it goes from being shit to getting really good to being shit again. And this is the cycle of life. This is kind of what happens in many people's lifetimes, where we do go through something like this. And it's interesting how all these, wow. I feel like also with the Father card, you see them, they're like observing the stars, and we have this boat. It's like this person definitely taught you how to navigate this through the stars and things like this as well. And like you knew a lot. You were very knowledgeable about this. Interesting stuff. So anyways, that's all I have for you guys. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for further notification. In the drop down box, there's information on how to book a personal reading with me. Plus, there is my Patreon information if you're interested in joining my Patreon, and my social media. Thank you guys so much for being with me today, and I will catch you next time. Bye-bye. All right, for group 3 with the Jupiter quartz, this is going to be your reading. Boy, we've got had some heavy shit come up in some of these. So let's see what happens with this one. So for tarot, we have the Sun. We have the Lovers. Interesting stuff. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Again, interesting. And we have the Three of Comets, which is the Three of Cups. Okay. We have Dance with Celebration. God, why do I feel like this is a party person big time? Oh, wow. I'm getting like fun vibes big time from this. Like you definitely enjoy Full Moon Completion. That's crazy. Last night was the full moon in Leo. So yeah, wow. We have Child Magical. We have Prince. We have Hedonist. I'm totally getting these vibes like so hard. This is fucking wild. This group is making me smile, thank God. And we have Rebel. And we have like a total 21 window bus here. It's a ragtop too. Oh, nice. I'd fucking love to have one of these. I used to have a Volkswagen bus, but like an idiot, I got rid of it. I wish I didn't because damn it. Why? Why did I do that? Anyways, we have nonconformist, activist, anarchist, and revolutionary. I'm so seeing that all over this. I fucking love this group. We have, oh, fuck me. We have, for love, we have, oh my God, we have polyamorous. Polygamous? Or polyamorous? You are definitely, I'm getting female vibes here. And the lesson in this lifetime that you guys were dealing with was truth and discernment. So what was the truth and what was, and this makes sense because if you're a revolutionary and, you know, a nonconformist, it's like you're searching for that truth. You're searching for that, you know, what is the real story behind this? You could be totally questioning everything, you know, as to, you know, why do we believe this? What is the real reason for this? What's the agenda behind this, you know? And it's interesting, we have hedonist. So with child magical, it says light attributes are seeing the potential for sacred beauty in all things, the belief that everything is possible. And the Prince here with light attribute is romantic charm and potential for power. The hedonist inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrates the beauty in yourself. The shadow attribute here is pursues pleasure to the detriment of health, indulges in the expense of others. The shadow attribute on this one is using power for self-aggrandizement. And the child magical shadow side is pessimism, depression, and disbelief in miracles, believing that energy and action are not required for growth. Honestly, what I'm feeling here is I don't know why there's like, this is so weird. I'm getting this is movies specifically are coming into my head. First off was Marie Antoinette, okay? And I'm talking the one with Kristen Dunst in it. And I'm also getting Ever After, okay? With Drew Barrymore, that one. Those two movies for some reason are totally going through my head. Well, definitely you got around, okay? In this lifetime, it's like, yes, you definitely, you're very social, very into partying. I'm getting the point, I'm getting this feeling that you were very charming, very well liked, very, very sexy. God, I hate to say it, but it's like, I know some people are going to get butthurt by this, but I feel concubine vibes here, hardcore, you guys, where it's like, you know, kind of like this kind of situation where it's like you ran with the royals and the famous people and stuff like this. You partied in those circles because it's like you had it going on, you looked good, all this kind of stuff. You totally were like, you know, a favorite of a specific person probably who was very much princely, like could be, you know, this is weird because this was kind of coming up in another group too. This card did not show up obviously, but it was like I was getting these kind of vibes, which is interesting. But this person, I just feel like they were like, you know, very, very like one of these kind of people where it was like they were definitely in the public eye. They were very large and in charge, and you were definitely their favorite, okay? And we had the polyamorous, so it's like I'm feeling like, yes, there was like, you had more than one lover at a time because you were very sought after because you were good at what you did in the bedroom, kind of a situation. I wouldn't be surprised if you dabbled in like esoteric arts because we have rebel here, we have nonconformist, we have revolutionary. It's like, you know, you could have been, you sought things outside the common and mundane, and you were very interested and fascinated by science and innovations of the time. You know, even though you were like stuck in a specific label and, you know, kind of like social status, you still, because of who you were and who you hung out with, you actually got like a secondhand kind of education, and you were able to learn different things and learn, you know, like pick up on, you were extremely intelligent this way, okay? People don't understand how powerful this kind of a position is. They look their nose down at it. They think it's all, ew, you're this, or you're a, you know, you're a concubine, you're a whore, or whatever. It's like, yeah, and they're fucking all the most powerful people and know all their secrets. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, they're one of the most powerful people that there is. Okay, because they know all the dirty details. They hear the shit that nobody fucking else says. They hear the dank, dirty, you know, secrets of specific individuals, because that just comes out when you're intimate with somebody. And I feel like that you had this ability to definitely like pump people for information, you know, because of it. So you know, it was like you're very charming, always at freaking parties, celebrations, always on somebody's arm, money being tossed at you. You didn't have to want for anything because you were taken care of by this. But what goes up must come down. Things, you know, would go in cycles. There would be shitty situations. There'd be dramas sometimes. But it was like life was like a fucking party at all times. And yes, this hedonistic kind of lifestyle was definitely part of it. And, you know, it says pursues pleasure to the detriment of health, indulges at the expense of others. And you want to know what's interesting? It's like, it says on this side, it says death, poison. Now, that is definitely, I would go with a yes on this one, because if you were somebody like this and you knew all these secrets, maybe you overheard something and someone wanted to make sure that you didn't spread that out. Maybe someone overheard, you know, a person of importance telling you secrets. And it was like, oh, fuck. And then somebody overheard it standing outside a door or something like this. And they're like, you know, it's out. The cat's out of the bag. This person now knows. Okay, so we need to get rid of this bitch. Oh my God, do you know who just came into my head, you guys? Oh, but she was not a concubine, but she was treated as such, and it drove her nuts, and she was actually highly intelligent, was Marilyn Monroe. And that's the 60s. Holy fucking shit. Okay. Whoa. Now, do I think a bunch of people watching this were Marilyn Monroe in a past life? No, but the similarities are very like that. I mean, look what happened to her, okay? And yes, she was killed, okay? Because she was about to spill the beans and talk some major shit and expose people for what they really were. This is how dangerous something like this can be as well. As far as time period goes, yes, it could be something like this kind of time period, but this is literally saying time frame, the age of enlightenment. Oh, I'm going to read to you about this. Oh, wow, you guys. Oh my God. Okay, hold on. No fucking way. It's so weird because I was saying that and it's like, hold on. The Age of Enlightenment occurred between approximately 1700 and 1800. Exactly, Marie Antoinette, okay? This era is characterized by developments in science, mathematics, physics, sociology, medicine, anatomy, natural history, and philosophy. There was also the spreading of ideas, including revolutionary ones, through printed pamphlets, books, and academia. During this age, people began questioning and moving away from, you know, do you see how much in common the 60s has with this era? Okay, they are very fucking similar. Yes, no doubt about it. During this age, people began questioning and moving away from authoritarianism, absolute monarchies, and the dogmatism of the Catholic Church. As people strove for increased rationalism, religious tolerance, personal freedom, and the separation of church and state, revolutions occurred, such as the French Revolution in 1789. Notable individuals of this period include Isaac Newton, John Locke, Immanuel Kant, Rousseau, Voltaire, Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, Catherine the Great, Frederick the Great. In the Americas, the Declaration of Independence and the United States Constitution were written, you guys. So yes, most definitely. That was crazy. I'm totally picking up on that energy, and it literally says that on this card. No fucking way, okay? Wow. And you know, think about that. That is like definitely how the 60s were as well. So some of you could have definitely bit the bullet in freaking the 60s. You could have passed away then. You could have overdosed or something like this. I mean, think about all the people who died that way back. I mean, Jim Morrison. Well, actually, he died in like 71 or 72, was it? I think. I mean, there were a lot of people, you know, who passed away, who were like rock stars from the 60s and stuff, from taking drugs and overdosing and things like this, or alcoholism. And, you know, I'm getting both of those time periods are coming through really strong here. But definitely there was a whole lot of fucking partying going on. it was like life was a party, and definitely you had a love interest who was like your favorite, who stuck out to you, where you guys were like very much in tune with one another. Like, you know, in Marie Antoinette, that would be her and, oh shit, what's his name? Count Versen, okay, of Sweden. So definitely, you know, that kind of a vibe for you and your loved one. And you were, I mean, like I said, it was like free love all the way with what you were going through. But then when you met this person, it was kind of like you guys kind of just like paired off. And, you know, it was like completion. It's like you found the person. But I also feel that there were some completions of some lessons that you learned in this lifetime as to learning how to watch who you trust, keeping your mouth shut, and literally truth and discernment, you know, was needed in this lifetime. So let's take a look and see what came up for these. You actually got quite a few here. We have Camel, persevere and you will overcome problems. Parrot, someone will gossip all about your secrets. Yeah, and you end up dead. Unicorn, use your intuition to make beneficial changes. Fly, a period of ill health or depression. Tiger, doing something risky, taking a chance. And you know, for like somebody who's watching this, you could have actually been kind of like a spy this way, okay? Gaining information and, you know, relaying this information back to somebody as well through what you did. Okay? So we have Ram, a stubborn, aggressive person. Aries energy. Year of the Tiger energy. We have Harp, great happiness. Yes. And I mean, look at you did have very happy, fucking wonderful moments. I mean, look at this energy. Yes, definitely. It's funny because I'm having Aries energy here. I'm having, well, obviously Gemini is coming up here, and Leo vibes. We have Staff, you will be taken care of in difficult times. Yes, because somebody always had your back for what you did and on your back. We have Rooster. There's another Chinese sign right there. We have Tiger. We have, isn't this one too? Yes. We have Rooster, an arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. Wow. You pissed somebody off for sure. We have Dog barking, advice from a friend. We have Bat, take care. Enemies are working against you. Uh-huh. And they got you too. We have August, Leo. Oh my God. This is probably when you passed away, in August. This is always a shitty month to freaking, you know, honestly. It's like, I think, I can't remember what I was reading a long time ago. Throughout history, some of the shittiest things have happened in August. But August could be when you passed away. And it's like funny because we have the sun, and August is definitely Leo season. And we have success. Yes, you were very successful at what you did. Okay, there's no doubt about that. But definitely you ruffled some feathers and pissed some ruffled some feathers. You pissed some people off. You know, you were able to overcome very risky things and problems, because I feel like you definitely used your sense of intuition and things like this to get through. But yeah, your person and you, though, were like heavily, like hardcore in love, like very bonded, very tight kind of a thing, where it's like, you know, you both had similar belief systems and stuff like this, and you were kind of rebellious and nonconformists, and you stuck out like a sore thumb kind of, and they were way into you. Okay. It was like, life was like a party. It's like you guys were so fucking lit in the bedroom too, that it was just like nonstop, very hedonistic, like together. So, and you know, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So I feel like definitely you're destined to be with this person again, obviously. And I feel like when you meet them in this lifetime, that you're going to get the vibe again, that sense of familiarity where it's like this thrill of excitement, of celebration, of partying, of fucking fun, of you just want to go balls to the wall and like, you know, do wild, crazy shit with this person, have fun, you know, dance under the moonlight, you know, live very kind of hedonistically. You're just going to be so into one another. It's going to be like you're in your own little world. And because that's how it was for you back then. But you need to make sure that you're heeding any lessons, and that I think in this lifetime, there's a need to definitely be more responsible and not get too wild and crazy. It's like there's a time and a place for everything. There needs to be more of a balance, I think. So let's take a look at these two with full moon and dance. So with dance here, let's see what this has to say. Aha. Checking my timer and see how much. Okay, so we've been at that time. Okay, so for celebration, it says, this woman is dancing an ancient story, one that has been handed down for centuries. She's acting out the story through her movement, choreographed by the collaboration of tradition, ritual, and her own spirit. The dance itself sometimes becomes the story. Although unheard and unseen in this image, there are others who are singing and clapping to accompany this dancer. It's a communal celebration focused around a story that's been handed down for many, many generations. And I feel like you guys have reincarnated together for many, many generations, okay? In this lifetime, you might actually be doing something where you are a kind of an entertainer, or anything Leo-like, where it's like you're very theatrical, you're out there, very communicative, could be an actor, singer, dancer, any kind of person who goes and you're in front of people in large groups speaking or communicating as well. So for thousands of years, our ancestors, no matter our lineage, celebrated with ritualized storytelling that included singing and dancing. As in this image, the dancer's movement brings the tale of can't even say this word right now. Kinesthetic life. Okay, there we go. The participation of the community in this heartfelt enactment helps secure the bonds of the people and connects them to their spiritual and ancestral roots. When we celebrate anything in this way, it always touches a deep sense of love, gratitude, and appreciation. So the sacredness of any celebration is dependent upon the quality of spirit that is present. The quality of spirit is greater to the degree that you are fully present with minimal inhibitions about expressing your joy and happiness through physical movement. And I feel like with this person, you're definitely uninhibited. Okay, you're very into like expressing how you feel. And I feel like when you guys are intimate together, it is just off the fucking charts, where there's no holding back, no holds barred. Okay? Focus on what you want to celebrate. Put on some music and dance, whether it is slow or fast. Sing a song while you do so. Make one up about what you most have to celebrate. God's wish is for everyone to enjoy their time on earth, and part of that wish is to celebrate your capacity to be joyous and express it through your body. Whether in private with a small group of friends or a large communal gathering, let music, song, and dance be a part of your sacred ceremony, regardless of what you are celebrating. For truly, any celebration is sacred. Why do I feel like you guys are definitely part of like some kind of entertaining or entertainment or something like this? Or you're definitely, your person is, no doubt about it. Okay, this is tripping me out. Because then we have full moon here. Oh boy. Why do I see like a huge, big ass, like festival kind of like rave thing, and it's like at night under the stars and the moon, and it's like you guys are just fucking going off. Let me find it. Here we go. All right. Every 29.5 days, Grandmother Moon shines bright and full in the sky, illuminating the landscape with her muted brilliance, casting a delicate canopy over the sky and the physical features of Earth. Having gradually etched her way over the last 2 weeks to fullness, she now stands like a guiding beacon in the night. She has completed this round of her perpetual and periodic monthly journey, right? Look at that. And will now start her slow but steady retreat into shadow. In this card, we see the grandeur of the moon at its peak, blazing brightly and creating a silhouette of a tree. This beautiful orb reminds us that all cycles have their time of completion and fulfillment, just like this Wheel of Fortune, exactly. One that will inevitably be followed by a decrease until yet another cycle is initiated. You're coming into one of those cycles like very soon, I feel like. So you can now take pleasure in knowing that whatever you have been working toward has now reached its culmination. It may have been a relatively brief cycle or a much more extensive one, yet regardless of the length of time, you have arrived at the stage of completion. Let yourself feel the contentment and satisfaction of this accomplishment. It is like when you take a deep breath and reach the point where your lungs are pleasantly full and your body is ready to release that breath. It is important to not only enjoy this completion, but also let go and allow yourself to relax upward, just like exhaling slowly and consciously. People are much too eager to rush to the next item on the agenda without giving proper time and space to approaching and honoring the natural cycle of release that follows a point of resolution. Give yourself that time to relax and rest before tackling Spirit's next assignment. So I feel like this is kind of like the resting period, because when this person comes back in, your life is going to be an upheave, okay? Now, it's kind of interesting because I was like really picking up on the way that you passed, but I'm not really feeling how they did, which is really interesting. Honestly, what's naturally wanting to come out of my mouth here about that is that they died of natural causes. Old age, basically. But anyway, that's all I have for this group. This was really interesting. Please do make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for further notifications. In the drop-down box, there's information on how to book a personal reading with me, plus my Patreon information and social media information. Thank you guys so much for being with me today, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Okay, and finally, with our last group, group 4, with Gossamery and Crystal, this is going to be your reading. So we've had some pretty interesting stuff come up with these piles so far, and one of them was so heavy I was just like bawling my eyes out. I had to turn the video off. Let's see how this one is. 10 of Pentacles. Interesting. Oh, we have the Queen of Wands. We have the 6 of Swords, and we have the Wheel. Good God. You know what's really interesting, you guys, is this card came up in every single group. Of course, I use different decks for every one, except for one. Wow. We have Dawn, New Beginning. We have Shaman, Ancient Healing Wisdom. We have Goddess. Oh my gosh. Wow. We have Samaritan. And we have God. Holy shit. Whoa. We have Technology. I'm going to get into these in a bit. So straight up, are you ready for this? What I'm getting from this? This is so fucking wild. And it's kind of weird because I put the Lemurian crystal with this group. I'm getting vibes off this group that this is, you guys lived somewhere else. Like prehistoric. Like, honestly, like not even Earth. I'm getting this kind of a vibe off this. This is really weird. I'm getting that the place that you're from. Okay, so how many of people in this group are like feeling very like out of place, like here, like Earth is weird, like, you know, like legit, not just because it's like, you know, like you felt this way since you were very small, okay? Not just because somebody decided to be an asshole to you in high school or something like that, okay? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about where it's like legit, like you've always felt like, and you were very aware that this is not home, okay? I'm getting that kind of a vibe here. Where you came from was very beautiful. Like the light is just different there. It's more like golden, like the way that the sky looks. I mean, especially depending on what time of day. There's almost kind of like a atmosphere where it is kind of what we would consider kind of hazy, but it's not. It's more like just the what's the crystals in the air. I don't know why I want to say that. And it's like the way that they reflect the light of the star that is orbiting. And I feel like there's more than one, but it's like there's always like this beautiful, like kind of like, I don't know if you guys know what I mean, if you guys have seen this, where it's like a foggy day, okay, like a foggy morning, and it's at sunrise. So when the way that the light is coming through the fog, it gives off kind of like a golden kind of glow. That is kind of like how the sky looks a lot of the time. Depending on what time of day, it can change to like more of a like purplish bluish kind of hue, but it's like for a majority of the day, it's like a golden kind of color. I feel like where you are nobody where you're from is like, there's no like, it's a society that definitely like works to support one another. It's highly technologically advanced, and it's like not, I mean, it's not like anything here. It's very weird, okay? And when I say weird, it's like in a cool way, okay? It's fucking like, if I could like compare it to something, honestly, it's very steampunkish, okay? The way that things work and machinery looks or whatever. Almost the way people dress even, okay? But it's a little bit more, you know how like a lot of steampunk will look kind of like, sometimes it'll look kind of grungy. Okay, take the grungy away from that and make it like super prim and proper and clean and very streamlined, a lot of it. Yes, something like that. But it is, nobody is like poor or starving. Nobody goes without there. It's more of a, I'm just going to say it, like utopian kind of a thing. It's not like there's not sickness or something like that there, but it's just well taken care of. People aren't left to fucking suffer. They take care of their shit. They take care of their own. People look out for one another because they realize that without everyone, working together as a unit, then, society itself can go to shit. So, so they help one another. It's like, I feel like you're very comfortable, very well off. I feel like that you were one of the child of somebody who was very important. There was a lot of movement and a lot of adventure and a lot of travel and exploring going on here, okay? To new lands, new areas. I'm getting total feminine vibes here with the Queen of Wands, okay? But it's like, I feel that you and your mate, it's like definitely we're more on like what we would consider like shamanistic kind of people, and very powerful in that right. Like, I feel like you guys were healers and you used technology to heal, okay? And maybe you traveled different areas, different lands in order to learn different things, look for different ingredients is coming up into mind, but it's like you definitely traveled and went great distances. And it's like we have goddess and we have God showing up here. It's like this is how people view each other, like mates, like divine mates, in this place. It's like you recognize that it's like your body and your person and your soul is of divine origin. I want to say it's from the stars or something that wants to come out of my mouth. And it's like, you're very goddess-like in nature and very, you understand that you wield great power just being who you are, in that you can wield it for benevolence, or you could, wield it for destruction. And because you recognize that divinity, and this is how everybody views themselves, that there is no need for violence and there's no need for destruction, because you kind of like acknowledge the shadow self. This is just part of like how you're raised and how you're brought up, that you understand that you have the power within you to be a fucking asshole if you want to, but that is like frowned upon. And it's like, you know, to be that egotistical and, you know, narcissistic is very frowned upon in this society. So we have Samaritan. You know, it's like this is somebody who is a good Samaritan who looks out. I feel like this is like the society as a whole almost is like represented in this card here. Something was happening where you were from, and it was like kind of like an eminent, you know, there was something happening with the stars or something around this area where it could have been dying. So it's like you eminently knew that it was going to be the end of it all. But there was going to be a new beginning that would occur because of it. And I feel like maybe this is part of what this travel has to do with. Maybe you left to go to a new place altogether, like traveling. I don't know, dimension, time, whatever the hell, space, to get to someplace new. Because if you didn't, it was like the end of survival kind of thing. I don't know. There's like kind of like a sadness I'm feeling here. It's like really gnarly. Let's see what came up in here to see what else came up. Oh, no way. Sunrise. New creative ideas, new ventures, a fresh start. And we have new beginnings here. Whoa. Tulip, great passion. Weeping willow, family sorrow. Because you guys are all connected. Like everybody was connected. So if there was like kind of like it's like it was such an empathic place that it's like when one person feels sadness, everybody's going to feel it and be able to pick up on it. So it was like everybody quickly worked together to try to remedy the solution, you know, to come up with a solution to uplift, you know, and heal. We have vacation. That's interesting that that's coming up with kite. Whoa. You know what came into my mind when I saw that and that? Solar sail. Wow. That's fucking gnarly. We have finger. Warning you of a problem either now or in the near future. Oh my God. November. We have lion. Time to act. That is so fucking wild that this is coming up. Especially considering we have the sun and we have her, the Queen of Wands, which is very fiery energy. And then we have, there's like a tiger right there. Tiger. And then we have lion. So, whoa. There's cat-like creatures, obviously. This is where cats come from. It's what wants to come out of my mind here. There's something to do with felines. We have bird perched. Oh my God, look at that. Waiting for news, package, or letter. Bird flying. News is on the way. Broken wishbone. Wish will not be granted. Fire. Strong emotion, passionate love or hate. We have great passion, and we have this coming up. And we have literally the Queen of Wands here. We have butterfly. A change for the better. And then we have June. Holy shit. Okay, so we have November and we have June. All right. Obviously, there was a great transformation that freaking took place here where I can't believe what's coming up in this. This is wild. Because of like how tapped in you and your mate. I feel like also when people were paired off and you're paired off, and it is very, you know, love based, okay? Because this is a constant throughout the universe, no doubt about it. So when you guys are paired off, it's like almost like from the minute you're born and you come into existence, there is another half of you, you know, your other counterpart. And when you two become whole, it's like a big ceremony. It's like a brand new beginning, of course. And I feel like that there's like all these like ceremonies and things that occur through milestones of the life that are like huge deals, where it's like it's a brand new beginning. It's like you train as a child to learn the basics, and then you train as you get a little older to learn how to coexist with your mate. And I feel like your mate is somebody who is like, when the two of you together are stronger, than the two of you separate. So when you guys come together, it's like a literal fusion of like souls, and that red string of fate basically connecting you two, like a power cord is what I want to say. It's definitely a cord that connects you two. And through this, it's like you have immense abilities and immense powers. And everybody has like a counterpart. And everybody has like them and their counterpart have different positions and different jobs within the society that just help to make things work. Okay. It's so funny because we have that wheel there. This is what makes everything go smoothly. But with everything, it's like I said, love is the only constant. But stars die. Things change. I feel like there was a great change or something that happened. And it's like you tried to come up with ways that were to save things, but the only option that you had, because wish will not be granted, maybe you intuitively knew or you predicted this was going to happen, and it didn't happen. You were trying to come up with ways, like everybody was trying to come up with ways to solve this issue, but this was something that was beyond your control. So what's the only choice? To leave. To go. You could stay or you could go. And I feel like what is really interesting is I'm hearing the word stay come into my head here with this, though. Wow. Okay, so with this, and what's interesting, it says the first word I see when I flip this over is wife. So yes, and it's interesting because it says technological disaster here. Why do I feel like there's something to do with this? Like where it was like you tried to freaking fix things or make it work and it fucking did not work. So, oh shit. So it was kind of like, you're like, okay, well, it didn't work out the way that we said, or we couldn't come up with a solution. So we're going to take the brunt of it here, and we're going to stay behind where we're going to give up our spot for somebody else. So you guys can go and have a new beginning. It was like, it's kind of like a sacrificial kind of thing where, you gave up your spot or your position for somebody else so that they could carry on. Interesting stuff. Jesus Christ, that's heavy. Okay, and we have June and we have November. So I feel like these are two, like what we consider June and November would be, I feel like this is almost like you and your mate's birthdays. I don't feel like this is when you died per se, because I don't think that the concept of like calendars or time is the same at all. It can't even really relate. It's more like this is when you were born into this lifetime is November and June, your mates. So one of you could be like Scorpio or Sagittarius. One of you could be a Gemini or a Cancer, maybe. Yeah. Where is it? Wow, I'm like getting so many fucking messages here. Anyway, so I feel like these could be like birth dates to when you and your mate, like when your birthdays are in this, like you were born into this lifetime in during one of these times, or both of you could be like November, both of you could be June, something like this. Okay, so we're going to look at Dawn and Shaman here to look to dig a little deeper here. So dawn is new beginnings, obviously. And it says the start of the new day brings with it reassurance that the night has passed, making way for new opportunities no matter what has come before. It reminds us of the predictability of the daily cycles. That first light that forecasts the sun's appearance awakens the winged ones who sing. Whoa. The winged ones. Maybe you guys, I mean, look at this. They're flying on a big ass like bird. Interesting. There's a little hint there for you guys. And you know what they say about the first beings that came to Earth and, you know, mated, you know, with the females here, okay? The Earth females. Yeah, you know, angelic in nature, you know, they could fly, like they're associated with wings, they could fly. I mean, they don't say specifically that they have fucking wings, but they could fly. So that's kind of weird. Okay, just saying. So anyways, that first light that forecasts the sun's appearance awakens the winged ones who sing and chirp happily at the advent of another morning. It's a time of fresh beginnings from which we can create whatever kind of experience we desire. In this image, we see the rays of the sun stretching into the valley while the sun itself peeks around the corner, as if it had set its course to proceed around the bend of the river, which appears relatively still from its rest during the night. Jesus. This sense exemplifies renewal and new beginnings. So it says, when you witness the initial stages of dawn without the benefit of a clock or other timepiece, for a while you may not be able to discern whether the sky is really lightening. The stars remain visible and the shadows of the night still shape the landscape. It is that way with any beginning. It is difficult to tell where the old ends and the new begins. Gradually, however, it becomes clear to your senses that the light is definitely increasing, and as you continue to observe, the world slowly wakes up, accompanied by all the sounds, smells, and freshness associated with it. Soon the first glimmer of sun shows a new day has begun. This is a time to say farewell to the old and honor the new by releasing any self-imposed constraints or resistance to the truth that you know. Whoa! Okay. Oh my God. This is your chance to develop that project you have been thinking about, embark on that adventure you have dreamed of going on, and take risks in initiating what your intuitive self has been telling you to do. As this prospect becomes increasingly visible and real, as this prospect becomes increasingly visible and real, doubts and uncertainties may arise. But rest assured, just as the dawn inevitably turns into day, by heeding your inner guidance, you will succeed. Okay, so then we have Shaman. I think you and your person definitely had very freaking spiritual connection, obviously. No doubt about it. I mean, we have goddess and we have God coming up here. So we have ancient healing wisdom. The deep, compassionate eyes of this Native American shaman portray the wisdom of one who has seen and who knows. He has witnessed visions, spirits, suffering, and joy. And I feel like this is what you guys could do. Like, you guys were very like psychic. And this was probably part of like why you were great healers and stuff like this and able to fix. You were very technologically savvy and things like this. And it's just like you were prophetic. Like you knew what was going to occur. Like together when you bonded, it's like you could tell the future events and stuff. So he has witnessed visions, spirits, suffering, and joy, and knows that everything that exists has spirit's intentionality behind it. Able to travel beyond the veil of ordinary reality, the shaman's primary assignment is to discern and maintain the balance between what his human community takes from the natural world and what it gives back. When this relationship is out of balance, the shaman must do whatever is necessary to restore it. Balance equals healing. There you go. Oh my God. The shaman lives his life in ceremony and treats everything with reverence, including the great mystery of death and the even greater mystery of life. He works with his spirit helpers, including his ancestral spirits, to help him in this service to his people and to Earth Mother, providing a liaison between the spiritual and physical worlds. Charged with relieving suffering as one of his priorities, the shaman does so by first always tending to the spiritual wound, the source of all illness. These healing powers have been passed along over the millennia from the ancient ones who knew the healing and curative powers of spirit. Holy shit. So, all illnesses, whether physical, emotional, or psychological, stem from an illness of spirit. It may be due to soul loss, psychic intrusions, ancestral karma, or any other spiritual causes that could be contributing to the manifest condition for which you seek help. Whatever other methodologies or remedies you pursue, whether allopathic, alternative, or a combination, let the healing of your spirit be your priority. Know that the deepest spiritual wound is the illusion of being separate from Source, God, Great Spirit, or whatever name you give the Creator. It is the trick of the mind that creates the sense of separation. This is a time for deep healing, starting with your relationship with Spirit. Call upon your spirit guides and ancestors to help you with any emotional, mental, or physical healing that you need. Call upon the Creator to assist you in mending any rift in your relationship with Spirit. Choose thoughts that support wholeness and well-being. Allow any darker thoughts or shadows to appear as well, but simply observe them as they arise in consciousness, then dissolve. See yourself as healed, whole, and complete, and it shall be. Wow. Holy shit, you guys. Damn. So anyways, that's some heavy shit. Seriously, you guys. Wow. So yeah, that was really, really interesting and very unusual. I can't believe what was coming up in this. And it's like this tree. It's like, it makes me think of like all the legends. I mean, think about all of the mythology and stories of creation and different things that involve a tree, and all the different cultures all over Earth that, you know, connect to this. Okay. Also, you know, fire, sun, you know, where these things come from, where we come from. I feel like this is something that this group has a deep curiosity of. Maybe specifically, it's like you connect to, you could connect like hardcore to like cat energy, feline energy. You guys could be seeing a lot of butterflies. You guys could really love sunflowers. I'm just like looking at the symbology here, but I also feel like that there is a deep connection that you guys have with like specifically looking at the stars at night. You inherently like there's like a sense within you that you know that, you know, there's more, you know, than just Earth out there, that you know that there's multitudes of different worlds, different places where people can come from. I feel like there's a lot of people in this group that just understand that. And there's always, and I feel like for some of you, you could definitely have remembered past lives. And, you know, you just know, and you just have this feeling, this like inkling, and you don't even understand why, but you feel very connected to other people. Like you guys could be very empathic this way. And you realize inherently you can see the big picture. I feel like there's several of you who see this big picture and understand that we are all interconnected. So it's frustrating to you when you see people being super selfish and stupid and not thinking about, you know, things like taking care of our environment, the very thing that sustains our lives, the things that gives us food and nourishment, and the way that people abuse it and stuff. You realize that this is actually hurting, you know, all of humanity at the core. It's fucking just stupid. And you see that, and it's very frustrating to you. And then sometimes, like, if you try to bring it up, people try to like put you down or call you an extremist, or they'll say, oh, you're just one of those environmental tree huggers or some shit like that. But really, you can feel the power of Earth itself, and also the power that connects every fucking human being on Earth. To you, for many of you, could just be one of you though, you understand that doesn't matter what somebody looks like, you know, like what race they are, or, you know, what religion they are. All that is fucking petty bullshit compared to what lives within the person themselves. That soul force, that energy right there, that is connected to you. That's connected to us all. If more people woke the fuck up and realized this, Jesus, imagine what we could accomplish here. You know, it's like, it's stupid to let little dumb petty fucking imagined made up shit keep people separate. You know, it's foolish. And I feel like you guys get this. So anyways, that's all I have for this group. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for further notifications. In the drop-down box, there's information on how to book a personal reading with me. Also, there's information on how to join my Patreon. I have social media information down there. So thank you guys so much for being with me today, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.